It's conservative assassin, truth stay shining, busting on you wizards so the truth stay climbing. It's conservative assassin, truth stay shining, busting on you wizards so the truth stay climbing. It's conservative assassin, truth stay shining, busting on you wizards so the truth stay climbing. It's conservative assassin, truth stay shining, busting on you wizards so the truth stay climbing.
What up, everybody? Welcome in this wonderful Friday night. I know it's payday. You probably got paid and you're out spending your money. Good for you. Good for you. You did it. You earned it. You deserve it. So this is Christ-Servative Assassin, the anti-PC live stream community where we expose lies and exalt truth. And you know, there is a way that seems right to a man, but the ends thereof is death. And of course, tonight is going to be episode number 12, the bandwagon and the transwagon, the normalization of immoral insanity. That's where we're going tonight. If you're there, give me a shout out and I'll holler back at you. So appreciate all the support, of course. Shouts out, Wifey, Russell fam, G1 fam, Cross Culture, Big Bear, Red Elephant, and of course, Joe, the caffeinated assassin, all legends. Got to give a fat shout out to all the trolls. You guys suck real bad. All right. Now, the reason it's been a little while since I've been on because YouTube struck me down for a week. So I don't know what they call it. YouTube jail. I don't know what it's called, but they took down 3 of my streams for quote unquote hate speech. But I'm back and I'm glad to be back. And I'm hyped up about it. And my little homie Chang is hyped up about it. I don't know how you feel, but my homie Chang, I hollered at him. I'm like, yo, Chang, I'm back, baby. And he was like, anyways, y'all, that's my little homie Chang, my little yellow fella. How dare you, sir? How dare you? That's so racist. Relax. Chang's the homie. He knows what's up. I mean, his mom and daddy own the liquor store down the block, and they follow black people around the store when they're trying to buy something. But Chang ain't about that life. He's all about, you know, fried rice and working on his dance moves. Straight up. So hopefully I'm back for a while. You know, as I said, I just got out of jail. YouTube jail, that is. And I don't actually break any civil ordinances. Just the sodomy bots pick up on me and be like, dun, 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 oh no, hate speech, you're out of here. Anyways, don't want to get struck down again. And but we'll see how it goes. You know, I'm not going to modify my methods or my message to placate YouTube. That's for sure. And by the way, you can catch all of my streams. Are in the process of being uploaded on BitChute. And what I'm going to do right now is I am going to put the link in the message feed. There it is. And I'll put that up for you guys. So the last time I streamed, as soon as I got done, the stream was taken down. I was cited for hate speech and I was struck and have not been able to stream since. And so that was called A Revolution of Nonsense. And that's going to be up on BitChute real soon. So if you weren't able to catch it on the rebound, you'll be able to catch it on BitChute soon. There's the link. So check that out. And if you're there, comment, holler at me, and I'll try to pick those up as we go along. All right. So, and you know, I'm excited to be back because you know, I want to get the message out. I want to live stream. I want to do it. You know, the truth of the matter is if we're going to combat social degeneracy that we see all around us, then we can't just sit back and complain all the time and go, oh no, the world is going to pot. Oh no. That's exactly what they want us to do. I mean, if we're going to combat this thing, then we got to produce. I mean, we got to get the word out. We got to be active. We got to, I mean, just to say it plainly, we got to produce. And so what I'm doing is 5 streams in 5 nights. Tonight, tomorrow night, Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night. So all of the events are already up on the YouTube channel and posted on my personal Facebook page. As you know, the Christ-Servative page on Facebook doesn't exist anymore because they banned me. So at any rate, assuming I don't get struck again, it's going to be 5 streams and 5 nights, and we're going to crush straight up, and we're going to crush tonight. It's going to be a blast, and we're going to do it. So share, subscribe, hit the bell so you get the notifications when the live stream starts. Comment, and I'll hit you up on those. You can comment on the rebound too if you don't catch the live stream. I know Friday night and even Saturday night, I think to a lesser extent, is not a great night to stream because everybody's out spending their money, doing their thing, family night, having a good time. And so I can appreciate that. But if you catch it on the rebound, subscribe. The subscribe button should be right about there, a little red button. If you're watching live, it'll probably be right about there. And we're up to, I think, 117 subscribers. I know YouTube's been giving me a little bit of trouble and kind of slowing down the progress there. I mean, we're brand new on the scene, and you know, we got some good content, and the channel's going to grow. You know, it's you know, sometimes I get a little bit befuddled when I look on YouTube and I see that you know, there's people with YouTube channels and all they do is teach you how to scramble eggs, and they got like 300,000 subscribers. I mean, go figure that out. I mean, I don't understand it. I mean, 300,000 subscribers to watch somebody scrambled eggs, and not even good quality production, bad sound, bad lighting, 300,000 subscribers. And so it's not really frustrating, but, you know, I was talking to the Caffeinated Assassin about it, and we decided that we're going to start our own baking show, and we're going to call it The Queer Kitchen. And we're going to be, and we'll pretend to be queers, and we'll bake, you know, whatever queers bake, like fudge or something, I don't know. And then the algorithm, the YouTube algorithm sodomy bots will pick up on us, and they'll go, oh, dun, 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 oh, gay, queer, sodomy, fudge, like, and then they'll put our videos all over the internet, and we'll have 300,000 subscribers by Tuesday next week. You know, that's how you do it. That's how you win. You just, you know, you just play to the sodomy bot. You know what I mean? Queer, sodomy, I like you, lots of subscribers. Anyways, I want to share a pic that the Caffeinated Assassin sent over to me about a week ago. And, you know, he knows what's up. You know, Joe's a legend, and he gets it. So, and he sent this over. And he just kind of just showing me, look, I get it, bro. So here it is. And he said, just so you're aware, this is the person who finds your posts offensive and reports you. And that is, the reason why that is hilarious is because it is very accurate. And as you can see, this guy is definitely feeling the burn, but it's not what you think, though. It's from all the sodomy. Anyways, but yeah, those are the guys. Oh, you're so hateful and all your hate speech. I'm going to report you. I'm going to report you. And next thing you know, they're taking my videos down. And by the way, you should see, I mean, it's total nonsense, hypocrisy. You should see some of the junk that's on YouTube, all the blasphemous nonsense, and they want to take me down. Anyways, so breaking news tonight. Drag queens are set to appear in a Super Bowl commercial ad on Fox for the first time ever. I'm sure the LGTEFG community is ecstatic about that because they have trans on a commercial, and it's a hummus commercial, I think. And I never liked hummus anyways. I always thought it was kind of gross. But anyways, first time ever. And while, surprise, surprise, a pro-life commercial featuring abortion survivors has been banned by Fox from airing during the Super Bowl. And so I actually got the YouTube videos. The drag queen hummus commercial is just like a 15-second clip or whatever. That's all they put out right now as a preview. Oh no, they actually got rid of it. Let me see if I can find it for you guys, because the link is gone. That's what they're trying to do. So I will see if I can find it. And nope. Oh, wait a minute. I will find it. Sit tight, y'all, because nope. Well, evidently, they've been spying on me again. Let's see if the pro-life one is available.
Will you look me in the eye?
Can you look me in the eye and tell me that I shouldn't?
Okay, so I'll let you guys see the pro-life one. It's probably better that the trans one didn't come up in
Be
this.
alive.
Can you tell me that I didn't deserve to survive?
One reality binds us together.
One event we all share. One choice try to steal our lives.
But we survived.
We are the survivors of choice.
We are the faces of choice.
I am the face of choice. Choice.
So that's the commercial that was banned by Fox in favor of a transgender hummus commercial where some dude that chopped his penis off with a wig was complaining about getting helmet hair or something like that. But you can look it up and find it and check that out. But, you know, what's the deal? I mean, same as always, satanic degeneracy, no problem. You know, it's like you got the trans wagon. It's like all aboard, everybody. Trans, gay, sodomy, queer. Get on board. We're all about it. Pro-life. Anti-baby murder? Nope. Banned. Bandwagon. Get out of here. Anyways, so, you know, the truth is we live in a, and by the way, tune into the broadcast tomorrow night, Monsters and Magic Doors. We're going to be talking a little bit. We're going to, a large portion of the broadcast, if I don't get struck down between now and then, is going to be, well, the major premise of the broadcast is fighting against the normalization of child abuse. And that's going to be one of the major premises of the broadcast. So you got to check that out. But anyways, we live in a drag queen story hour culture that is deeply evil and perverse. This is no surprise. And by the way, people are woke up to it. They're not falling for it. I mean, the small hats that own the media and Fox and all the major media companies, they put all their propaganda to make it seem like people are on board with all this insanity, but they're not. People are not on board with it. They're not. It's a very small minority of people, and everything's unraveling on them all the time. I mean, it's just unraveling, and they're constantly going insane, trying to double down on everything. But people get it. People can see the nonsense. They get it, and it's not what you think. They want to communicate, through all their propaganda that we live in a trans world. We don't. We live in a world where the narrative of the culture is controlled by some tiny gamma men in tiny hats going, we're going to make everybody into sodomites. And that's their diabolical satanic scheme. But, people more and more are waking up to it, and they can see through all that nonsense. And so, like I said, we live in a drag queen story hour culture. And when I say that, I mean the cultural narrative that is propagated by the people who run the media and run Hollywood, and all of that. And, it's also deeply satanic, and it's a complete perversion of God's design. The drag queen story hour, I think I got a picture here. I mean, it's horribly satanic. And if you don't think, I'm not overstating the case either. I mean, it's, as I said, it's a perversion of God's design, but they do it in such a mocking fashion. Look at this. This is just outright mockery. And this is what they do. They mock and they laugh. So, drag queen story hour. There you go. You got all the horns, all the Satanism, all the nonsense right in front of little kids. It's vile, it's evil, it's wicked, and that's the propaganda push that's going on all the time. And by the way, convicted sex offenders are actually participating in Drag Queen Story Hour. In fact, I think, I had a pic, but I guess I don't anymore. Anyways, I had a pic of one of the trans weirdos that Albert Alfonso Garza, who was convicted of sexually assaulting a boy in 2006, now takes part in Drag Queen Story Time in Houston, Texas, in front of little children. I think I got another pic here, of a drag queen story hour flashing children. So let me see, and I got it blocked out so you don't have to see. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Nope, it's not there either. Well, that's unfortunate. Sit tight for a second, guys. There we go. I put them in the wrong spot, but I found them, and we're back in business because you guys got to see this. All right. All right. First, let me bring up the Garza dude because I found his pic. So here's the convicted sex offender, okay, that is now participating in Drag Queen Story Hour. There he is. Convicted pedophile reading stories to children. Dressed like a woman. And now, here's another one of your drag king. This is going on in a classroom. Government school classroom. Here we go. There you go. Surprise, flash. Oh, isn't that so wonderful? I mean, we're just teaching our children diversity and tolerance by flashing our balls to second graders. Disgusting. Anyways, also documented fact, drag queens exchanging personal social media information with children at schools and public libraries. And of course, this is going on in our schools, even against the wishes of parents and the broader community. You know, there's several accounts you can go on YouTube and see where people are protesting Drag Queen Story Hour, and even a group of high schoolers went in. A group of high schoolers went in to protest Drag Queen Story Hour because they're trying to jam this stuff down our throat, but people are not about it. And they're trying to create this perception like everybody is open to this nonsense, but everybody knows it's perversion. Everybody knows it's immoral. Everybody knows it's child abuse. And people aren't going to stand for it. And they're constantly unraveling, and that's why they struck me. That's why they struck me, and they're probably going to strike me again, because they're trying to silence. You know, they're trying to silence dissent because they want to control the narrative. They don't want people to think that that most of the people are not for this nonsense, and they're not. They're just not. I mean, you talk to the average person on the street, and they're not going to be about that. They're not going to be about drag queens reading stories to our kids and flashing their balls, and you know, wearing satanic horns, and you know, all the disgusting nonsense. And anyways, there's a little boy. I think he's 12 years old now, but this has been going on since he was 9, I think. But his name is Desmond, and he's referred to as Desmond is Amazing. And he first became famous because he danced at an adult gay strip club while white homo dudes gave him money. And because he was such a little hero, he was brought on Good Morning America, and now he's, you know, trumpeted by all the, you know, the tiny hat media propaganda machine. And I have the video if they didn't take it down and switch the link up or whatever they do. Let me see if I can pull this up. Okay.
If you shop on Amazon, you should use
So, all right, let me get past this ad. Yeah, here we go. So this is at this time, I think, a 9-year-old boy. Okay, and this 9-year-old boy is at a adult gay strip club and dressed like a little girl, Gwen Stefani, and singing a 1990s No Doubt song. So here you go. Guys, this is child abuse. Listen, I wanted to just wait until they until you can see the adult gay dudes giving him money, but I don't want to subject you to that. It's so perverse and so disgusting that that I just won't play any more of it. And so, of course, that's Desmond, who's 9 years old then, I believe. And so then they brought him on.
If you haven't heard the name Desmond Napolis, get ready for this trailblazing 11-year-old drag kid who RuPaul is calling the future. His bravery is inspiring so many. We're going to talk to him in just a moment, but first, let's take a look at his amazing story.
Let me rewind that, because this is Michael Strahan, former defensive end for the New York Giants, and he's just a total sellout. Just a total sellout. probably just an MK Ultra freak. I mean, look at him and listen what he says.
And if you haven't heard the name Desmond Napolis, get ready for this trailblazing
11 years old. So he's 11 years old now. Trailblazing 11-year-old. Why? Because he dresses like a little girl.
11-year-old drag kid who RuPaul is calling the...
And by the way, it's not this kid's fault. It's his mama's fault. It's his daddy's fault. It's all of these insane people's fault for abusing this little boy.
Future in bravery is inspiring so many. We're going to talk to him in just a moment, but first, let's take a look at his amazing story.
I'm Desmond. I'm 11 years old, and I like pizza, trains, and drinking root beer since it's caffeine free. I also do drag, and I love to put on.
Anyways, I won't play any more of it because it's just so disturbing. That I'm just not going to play the whole video. And I mean, this stuff is just this is what the people that are controlling our media machine and the propaganda machine, this is what they're trying to prop up, and this is what they're trying to normalize. That's what the title of tonight's stream is, the normalization of insane immorality. And this is what they're doing. They're trying to destroy a culture by destroying our children. And it's child abuse, and it's disgusting. Now, nowadays you have gay men at pride parades walking naked in front of children all over the internet. You can check it out. I'm not going to pull up any of those pictures because they're so disgusting and explicit, but I do have one picture or one video that is extremely disturbing. I'll just play just a snippet of it. And I hate doing this, but this one here is a trans kid at a gay march. 7-year-old boy. This is what they're doing. They're putting him out there like this. And by the way, just all these people are just insane child abusers. Look at this, and they're all cheering them on. Like this is just the greatest thing in the world. Enough of that. And so, as I said, you have completely nude gay men marching in front of children at gay pride parades. Got another video, and listen, you can find this stuff all over the internet. And this is ridiculously disturbing. Look at this one. This is at a gay pride event. And here you have this woman back here, just dancing in front of this little girl. And where's her mother and father? That's what I want to know. Extremely disturbing. And we could go on, but I just do all this to illustrate the point that that the people who are running our propaganda machine, running our media, the people that are running these small but loud and obnoxious communities, LGBT, and all of the rest of the identity politic bunch, they're a very small minority, and what they do is they try to create a narrative to convince people that everybody's on board with this stuff, but we're not. Listen, I'm not on board with child abuse. I'm not going to be silent about it. And they can strike me off of YouTube, and that's fine, but I'm not going to stop taking a stand against this junk. And as I said at the very beginning tonight, if we are going to tear down a degenerate culture, then we have to produce. We have to have a voice. We have to get the message out. We cannot be silent. And we cannot operate in fear. I don't have no fear. I don't care. I'm not afraid of these people, and I'm not. Their shame doesn't mean anything to me. Nothing they say can shame me. They can try to shame me, but that doesn't even excite me at all. And listen, I don't advocate violence, but if somebody punched one of these people in the face, I get it. I'm not advocating it. I'm not telling you to do it. But, the Bible says, vengeance belongs to the Lord, and so, we have our God-ordained civil government to punish evildoers. And, you know, there's a process that needs to be taking place, but Christian people need to step up and engage in the right and righteous and godly way to combat this culture. And it starts by having a voice and not being ashamed. So many people, they got Christian people so cowed down to where we become bold where we should be ashamed, and ashamed where we should be bold. I'm not ashamed of the gospel of Christ, for it is the power of God unto salvation for everyone who believes. Listen, I'm not ashamed of a message of righteousness. I'm not ashamed to call these people out and say, bro, you are a child abuser. What you are doing is wrong. Good Morning America, you are disgusting. Fox, you are disgusting. And so, and by the way, it is alleged, I read articles, and this is what they always do. They try to do their psychological propaganda machine too. I did streams in the past about Freudian psychology. And, you know, it's alleged by, you know, the community of perverts, you know, and their psychological, you know, their psychoanalysis counterparts, that children being exposed to adult nudity at a gay pride parade is actually a good thing. Yeah. That's their psychoanalytical propaganda push to say, hey, this is actually beneficial to children for them to see naked men with their penis and their balls hanging out at a gay pride parade for 3 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old children to see this. It is actually a good thing. And listen, you know, nobody agrees with that. Just the small minority of insane perverts that are pushing this stuff, you know, and trying to create this overarching narrative to convince people that people are on board with this stuff. We're not on board with it. It's not a good thing. It's child abuse. It's not a good thing for children to see adults naked. But because I say that, guess what's going to happen? The trolls are going to come out and say, oh, well, you're closed-minded and homophobic. Meanwhile, pride parades all across the country feature simulated sex acts, public nudity, and all kinds of wild, weird sexual fetishes. And nobody does anything. Listen, if you walked out of your house tonight, if you stripped all your clothes off and walked through your neighborhood naked, you would get arrested and you would go to jail. But if you pretend like you're a little fairy queer and you do it at a pride parade, they'll clap for you. Nobody's going to take you to jail. And they tell me I'm unhinged and I'm crazy. Somebody has to be a voice for the vulnerable and the weak. And I hate it when people try to use their power to exploit those who are vulnerable, like children. Not about it. Not about it. And listen, I've said in the past, you know, certain things are worth fighting for, certain things are not. But I will die on the heel of the warfare against on the heel where the warfare is taking place against and aimed at our children. I'll go every last breath and everything I got to defend the vulnerable and the weak and the children. Anyways, there's I read about TED Talk, okay, claiming that pedophilia is a legitimate sexual orientation. Now, I've been saying this for 10 years, that all of this is a push to normalize pedophilia. They the way that they aim to destroy a culture is by destroying the minds and the hearts of the children. And sexual abuse is their number one instrument and tool, and they're trying to normalize pedophilia. On May 5th, 2018, at a university in Germany, somebody by the name of Miriam Hein gave a speech, and it was called "Why Our Perception of Pedophilia Has to Change." And she told a story of a 19-year-old named Jonas who was attracted to girls between the ages of 6 and 12 years old. And she gave a description of pedophilia as the sexual preference for pre-adolescent children, and pointed to some unspecified research by which she tried to differentiate between child abusers and pedophilias. And by the way, there is no difference. 100% of pedophiles are child abusers. 100%. And what she was trying to do is say, no, that's not the case. There's a distinction between a pedophile and a child abuser. No, there's not. 100%. And so it was claimed that pedophilia, and this is a quote, is an unchangeable orientation. So all of this Super Bowl, all of this nonsense in the Super Bowl ads is a mass push to normalize perversion and child abuse. That's what it is. And Fox and the rest of all 6 of the major media conglomerates, they're all on board with the normalization of child abuse. That's exactly right. And, everything I have shown you tonight is sick, and it's disgusting, and it's child abuse. And who's funding all this wicked perversion? Who's behind it all? Well, let me pull this up. See if I can pull this up. And this is from christiansfortruth.com. Okay. christiansfortruth.com. And it's an article about who's funding all of this trans and drag queen propaganda. And here's your headline. Meet the Jewish billionaires who are bankrolling drag queen story hour for your children. Surprise, surprise. I didn't have to say it. I mean, it's all out there if you just want to connect the dots, if you just want to take a look at it. It's not a secret. They do their best to hide this stuff. But if you want to know, you can know. The truth is available. Ask and you shall receive. Seek and you shall find. Knock and the door will be open. Listen, if you're a true seeker, you can know the truth. And so I already know, grabble. Oh, you're so anti-Semitic. You're just like Hitler. Blah, 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 blah. No. Anti-Semitism, by the way, is nothing but a social construct to avoid criticism. That's all. Bunch of nonsense. And so this is your cultural progressivism, or maybe you might call it your cultural Satanism. And this is what is being propped up as good and right and the way forward, but it is insane immorality. You know why? While pro-life and traditional Western values are criticized and torn down as bigoted and oppressive, and all the rhetoric, traditional Christian values are thrown on, the bandwagon. Get that out of here. Oh, you're trying to protect children. Get out of here. That's their message. You're trying to protect children. You're trying to save the lives of innocent unborn babies. Get out of here. You're such a bigot. You're so oppressive. You're so mean. It's all inverted nonsense. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil. There is a coming day of reckoning, by the way. Listen, that's why I say, I don't advocate violence at all. Never. Never. You can't win that way. I mean, that's Satan's delight. Satan's delight is to cause you to react in anger and do something stupid, and he'll stand over you and mock and laugh. You can't win that way. I don't ever advocate violence. What I advocate is truth, and standing for the truth, and having a voice, and engaging with the truth, starting in our own home and our own heart. Grassroots Christianity movement. And so, all forms of sexual perversion are in, according to the controlled narrative, while moral virtue and modesty and sexual purity are out. All reprobate insanity, to say the least. And the Super Bowl, the largest pop culture event of the year, and the halftime show of which is nothing more than, you know, like a quasi-satanic ritualistic mess with a bunch of degenerate sellouts casting their satanic spells on people. That's what it is. I mean, it's and I know people start to spiral when I say stuff like this. I had a guy left a comment this past week and he says, bro, you know, when you said that Facebook is ran by a satanic cult, I rolled my eyes so hard I fell off of my chair. If you want people to take you serious, you can't say stuff like that. Like, bro, you are a retard. First of all, why are you rolling your eyes like that? What are you, a stuck-up housewife from Trailer Park South? You roll your eyes so hard you fall off your chair? Seriously? And by the way, that's fact. And so when I say things like the Super Bowl halftime show is a quasi-satanic, ritualistic, stinking mess, that's exactly what it is. And the reason why I say quasi-satanic is because they don't get out there and, you know, in explicit terms conjure up Satan. It's all encrypted and coded, but yet hidden in plain sight. It's a satanic, ritualistic mess by which they're casting spells on people who watch that retarded junk. Anyways, so what are these people after? What are these people, you know, the tiny hat grabbles, the Ashkenazis, the Kabbalah, the Talmudic? What are they after? You know, I've enumerated these things in past streams, but I'll state them for you in general terms. This is what they're after: the destruction of the traditional values. Oh, we just hate Christianity and moral virtue and modesty and heterosexuality and God's design for marriage. Oh, we hate all the destruction of traditional values, the destruction of moral order, the destruction of the family unit. I mean, the trolls go online, they talk all kinds of trash. And listen, I don't mind people trolling. I leave the comments up as long as you don't insult my wife, my children, or my savior. I'll leave your comment up. Your trash talking don't bother me. But they come along sometimes and they say, oh my gosh, I hope your wife divorces you. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you have children. Those poor children already have 2 strikes against them, and just all this nonsense. But listen, my children are fine. My family's crushing. We're at home, family, wife, 6 children, homeschool. We're crushing, but they're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you have children. What are they after? The destruction of all meaning and purpose, the destruction of Christianity, and finally the destruction of happiness itself. And from the ruins of this, and by the way, this is all explicitly stated in many, many places. You can look to the Elders of Zion, the principles of the Elders of Zion. You can look, what we talked about in past, the Frankfurt School and all of their manifestos. You go right down the line from Freudian psychology to Marxism. It's all in there. Everything good and true and of virtue and moral purity, they hate it all. And they want to destroy it all. And they want to destroy the happiness. They want to press people into existential despair. And from the ruins of a depressed and debased and despondent culture, they want to impose their satanic, global, monolithic New World Order. Oh no, here we go, Mr. Conspiracy Guy. Don't be a retard. So, you know, the worst thing that you can be, according to the controlled narrative in a satanic culture, is an individual who not only believes in traditional Christian values, but also lives it. That's why I'm hated. That's why I've generated so many enemies over the years. Listen, it's one thing to believe it, but if you believe it and you live it, and you have a message and you have a testimony concerning it, you will not be endeared to a lot of people. Now, according to the controlled narrative, the best thing that you can be in a satanic culture is a trans, homo, God-hating child abuser. And by the way, when I call this evil and immoral and wicked and insane, they throw me on the bandwagon, strike my account, take down my video. And listen, if you're watching this and you watch this on the rebound, your first reaction might be to think, well, this guy's unhinged, this guy's a little crazy. Not at all. Not at all. You stick around long enough, you might find out that I have something to say, and it's something important, and it's something that you need to hear. And I'm not the crazy one. At all. You know, the bandwagon exists so that the trans wagon can exist. They want to ban and censor and deplatform anybody who challenges their official narrative of nonsense so that they can continue to push their narrative through their propaganda machine and create the perception that everybody's on board with it, but we're not on board with it. And listen, if you go along with all this slop, you're insane. And by the way, you're not guiltless. Knowing the judgment of God, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. Listen, if you go along with this junk, you have blood on your hands. Let me read an excerpt from what is known as the Gay Manifesto. And yeah, the queers have a manifesto penned by Michael Swift. And listen to what it says, and listen sharp. It says, "We shall sodomize your sons, emblems of your feeble masculinity, of your shallow dreams and vulgar lies. We shall seduce them in your schools, in your dormitories, in your gymnasiums, in your locker rooms, in your sports arenas, in your seminaries, in your youth groups, in your movie theater bathrooms, in your army bunkhouses, in your truck stops, in all your male clubs, in your houses of Congress, wherever men are with men together. Your sons shall become our minions and do our bidding. They will be recast in our image. They will come to crave and adore us." Absolute insanity. And by the way, this is the stuff that you see happening. Sodomize your sons. That's what they're doing. That's what the normalization of pedophilia is all about. That's what all this trans kid stuff is all about. Emblems of your feeble masculinity. They want to destroy masculinity. Check out the past stream, The Emasculation of America, episode number 4. Talk all about it. Seduce them in your schools. Listen, I've said it before, I'll say it again. You send your children to a government school, they're going to try to make queers out of them. Stated and intended goal. Listen, I ain't making this stuff up. And by the way, if you didn't catch it, it said at your sporting arenas. That's right. Just watch what's going on in the Super Bowl with all the trans stuff, halftime show. It's going to be a big, giant homo propaganda machine. Straight up. And all of this is so very deeply evil and wicked and satanic. But here's the thing. Don't have unrighteous indignation. You know, don't set out to get even with these people. Like I said, I don't advocate violence. You can't win on their terms, on their ground. That's what they want you to do. But instead, love God, love your spouse, have lots of children, raise them for God, practice biblical fidelity, enjoy life, enjoy the journey, create memories with your family, get involved in Christian community. That's how we win. Grassroots Christianity. That's the movement. That's what Christ-servative is all about. When we talk about the anti-PC live stream community where we expose lies, and exalt truth. What is the fundamental tenet? The fundamental tenet is grassroots Christianity. Talking about getting married, practicing fidelity towards your spouse, having lots of children, a godly seed, educating and training them yourself, enjoying life, creating memories, having Christian community, enjoying the journey together. Grassroots Christianity. And we know that we are of God, and the whole world lieth in wickedness. And we know that the Son of God is come, and hath given us an understanding, that we may know him that is true, and we are in him that is true, even in his Son Jesus Christ. This is the true God and eternal life. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, leave some comments. I'll do my best to answer the comments. Those of you that tuned in tonight, I appreciate it. I know YouTube is ghosting me just like they did last time, but I appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. Share the video around the interwebs. And anyways, appreciate the support, guys. We're about to get out of here. Christ Servative Assassin, Soli, Deo, Gloria. We out.
It's Christ Servative Assassin, truth stay shining, busting on you wizards so the truth stay climbing. It's Christ Servative Assassin, truth stay shining, busting on you wizards so the truth stay climbing. It's Christ Servative Assassin, truth stay shining, busting on you wizards so the truth stay climbing. It's Christ Servative Assassin, truth stay shining, busting on you wizards so the truth stay climbing.